everybody. We are bringing you a preview for Week 3 for the NFL. We will jump right into that, but first I want to say, make sure to check out all of my fantasy videos. Every single week I'm doing previews and recaps, so make sure you like and subscribe all the videos for more. I'll be doing like I said, recaps and previews and waiver wire pickups, a lot of fantasy stuff. So now to kind of, I guess we'll jump right into it in terms of the preview. So first game is Thursday night, the Dolphins Jags. This is typical Thursday night game, honestly. Like, this is what I think of when I think of Thursday night. Both of these teams are tough outs. I have been saying that all year, and I will stick by that. I think neither of these teams are just kind of cakewalks. But with that being said, when two bad teams play each other, it's not going to be the best game. The Dolphins, they do have James Robinson, who's played a lot better. They do have Minshew, who is actually playing really, really well. The Dolphins still starting Fitzpatrick. I kind of want to see Tua. They're 0-2. How long will it be until Tua plays? But we'll see. I don't know. For my pick, I forgot to say that at the beginning. I will be making my picks. Last week I was actually 14-2, so I'm hoping to keep that streak alive. But with this first matchup, this is a coin flip. I'm gonna go with the Jags, though. I just think their offense is a little bit better than the Dolphins. But yeah, it's a coin flip. I'll go with the Jags. But this is a typical Thursday night game. So now on to the Bears at Falcons. Falcons, they how they're 0-2. It's kind of a head scratcher. They blew the game versus the Cowboys. Their offense is really, really good. Their defense is really, really bad. Versus the Bears are, how are they 2-0? It's kind of the question mark game. You look at those records and you're just like, what? So Matt Ryan has been balling. The Trubisky for the Bears, he's looked average again. I'm going with the Falcons on this one. I think with their offense, I don't think Trubisky can keep up. So I'm going Falcons. On to the next one, we have the Rams at the Buffalo Bills. So I did want to say, for the better matchups, I'm going to go a lot more into them. I know the Falcons-Bears one is a good one, but I feel like besides saying Trubisky's mediocre and Atlanta's offense is really good, there's not too much. But this one, the Rams at Bills, I will kind of go into this one a little bit more. So Josh Allen, he's been balling. Every single week he has looked a lot better. He's continuously improved, which is really, really good for Bills fans. I know they've been hyping him up a lot. So he does get a lot of hype, especially in fantasy, but he's kind of deserved it. Then going to the quarterback situation for the Rams, obviously they have Jared Goff. The Rams are doing a lot better of a job kind of hiding his weaknesses, which is when he is under pressure. I know you can say that for a lot of quarterbacks, but he significantly takes a drop, and because of that, I think the Bills can get after him and kind of shake it up. But to give McVay credit, he has hid that a lot better this year than last year. Their O-line is a little shaky, but it's played a lot better. I think the Bills win this one, even though this is going to be a pretty good game. I would not be surprised if this game kind of goes down to the wire and is possibly like a field goal game. I think the Bills, like I said, I think they do pull it out. I just think their offense, both these offenses are kind of like one another. They're definitely they definitely do sprinkle in the run. The Bills a lot more than the Rams have as of late. They are, they do like to run play action. The Rams and the Bills do like their play action, and then they aren't afraid to take shots downfield. Bills have been a little bit more conservative of that this year, but Allen has still been a beast in that intermediate short range. So I think I'm going with the Bills just because of their defense. I like it a little bit better. So we'll go Bills in a close one though. I wouldn't expect this to be a blowout. Vegas actually has Buffalo right now is by 2. So yeah, we'll see. I would not be surprised if it's a field goal game. Next one is the Washington football team at the Cleveland Browns. The Browns turned it around in week 2 versus the Bengals. They looked a lot better, but even the Bengals, I've said they're a tough out as well. The Bengals gave them some troubles, and if the Bengals defense wasn't so bad, they had a chance to win that game. I don't know. I'm not too high on the Browns, but with that said, I'm also very, very low on the Redskins offense. I think this could be a pretty ugly game, ugly in terms of like low scoring. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a 21-17, 21-14 type of game. I'm going with the Browns, but I think the reason why is, like I said, their offense. I think 2 or 3 touchdowns might win this, honestly. But who knows? The football team, maybe Dwayne Haskins just throws it to Terry McLaurin, which worked really well last week. On the year he has 12 catches, 186 yards, and a touchdown. I think 125 of those came last week. So I don't know. I don't know if the thing is. I don't know if I almost said the Redskins. I don't know if the football team, if their pass rush has too much of an impact on this game, because I think the Browns, they're going to run it. They're going to run it first and foremost with Chubb and Kareem Hunt. So I think that kind of deters the Redskins or the football teams. I just said it again. I need to put a coin in the swear jar, I guess. So, but yeah, I think their running game, the Browns' running game, will kind of deter the Redskins' pass rush a little bit and take them out of the game. So for that, I'm going with the Browns. Next one, the next game is the Titans versus Vikings. This one. This could actually be a blowout. I right now I think it's the Titans. Yeah, Vegas has the Titans. You can see right here, 2.5. I would not be surprised if this is a blowout. The Vikings look really, really bad. Like especially on offense and on defense, they're very young and they're just not clicking. Their corners are getting torched. I think the Titans could really give it to them. I would not be surprised if this is a double-digit win by the Titans. And obviously, with that being said, I'm going with the Titans. I said all the stuff about the Vikings, both offensive and defensively. The Titans on offense are almost picking back up where they left off. They just need to get Derrick Henry going. 56 carries for 200 yards isn't horrible, but he's a step behind of where he was last year. But in terms of their passing, Tannehill has been great. Already thrown 6 touchdowns. So yeah, I think the Titans win this one, and I would not be surprised if it's not close, not as close as what people think. So next one is Raiders versus the Patriots. The Raiders snuck a dub out of the Saints. No one thought they were going to win, and they did. A Monday night first home game. That was a crazy game. But they're playing the Patriots. The Raiders, though, the thing with the Raiders is they're like a very, very physical team. Their O-line is beefy. Like everyone, Richie Incognito. They have Trent Brown if he's healthy. They have Denzel Good if he's not, who is also a huge, huge man. Rodney Hudson. They have some guys there that move the line of scrimmage, and they like to run it. They do a lot of the short game, a lot of the ground and pound, a lot of the play action, and then they'll try to sling it deep to Henry Ruggs. And it was working. Darren Waller is a problem. He is really, really good. And now kind of transitioning to the Patriots, Darren Waller is going to be a problem for the Patriots. They are very, very slow at linebacker with Bentley, or with Hightower opting out, and so now they have Bentley starting. They have a couple other guys there as well. Their linebacker core is very slow. I'm guessing they might even put Gilmore on him, but that's not a good matchup, as we saw, with Malcolm Jenkins. Corners, I mean, I know Gilmore is a lot better than Jenkins in coverage, but I don't know if corners can match up with Waller. So defensively, it might be a struggle for the Patriots to stop Carr and Waller. Really, Waller. The Patriots also don't have too good of a pass rush. Where they are really, really good is in the secondary, and even then, they were getting torched by Seattle last week. I'm kind of talking myself out of my pick, but I'm going with the Patriots, and the reason being is Cam Newton is really good, especially in this offense. Inside the 5, I don't know how you stop him. Like, so many times, I know the Seahawks did stop him the final play, but every single other time before that, their like power running game with the Patriots with Cam Newton and the lead blocker, whether it be a running back or a fullback in there, it was almost unstoppable. So I'm going with the Pats on this one. But I think this could be a lot closer than what people think. The Vegas has the Patriots almost winning by a touchdown. I think that's honestly, I think that's too high. I think this is going to be a close one. I think the Raiders are kind of a team that a lot of people are sleeping on. One of my best friends is a huge Raiders fan, so he'll probably be ecstatic that I said that. But the Raiders are good. They're going to be a tough team. They're gonna beat some teams that you don't expect. Now, are they a Super Bowl contender? I don't think so, but they're tough out. So I think this is a close one. I'd say like I'll put a 4-point game, Patriots. I think it's going to be a close one. Next one is the 49ers at the Giants. Man, this one is tough only because of all the injuries to the 49ers. Like, I just don't know who's going to play for them. I don't know if Jimmy G is going to play. I don't think Mostert's going to play. I don't think Tevin Coleman's going to play. Obviously, Bosa and Solomon Thomas aren't going to play. Richard Sherman. I mean, the list goes on and on and on for the 49ers, unfortunately. But I think they win. I really do. Even if Nick Mullins starts a quarterback for them, he's not a horrible backup quarterback. And when he was playing, when Jimmy G was hurt, Shanahan coaches with him pretty well. And if Kittle's back, Kittle was his number one target. I'm pretty sure that's actually when Kittle had his big year of like 1,300 yards. Because Nick Mullen just force feeds it to him, and I think he's going to have to again, with Deebo Samuel also out. So I think the 49ers win this one, even with their just laundry list of an injury report. I do think they can pull it out, but I would not be surprised if this is a really close one just because of their injuries. Vegas has San Fran winning by 4.5 right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down to a field goal, just because the Giants, their defense is bad, yeah, but their offense with Slayton, with Jones, I know without Barkley, that's a huge hit to the Giants, but they have Deion Lewis, Deontay Freeman. I don't know. I think they can be, especially with the 49ers banged up defense, I think they can kind of keep it competitive. But yeah, I'm going with the 49ers. Next one, Bengals at Eagles, the battle of the 0-2s. So who would have thought the Eagles would be 0-2? The Bengals, they're another team that they're a tough out for me just because of Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is the real deal, and with him at quarterback, the Bengals aren't very talented. They're, especially on defense, their defense is horrible. But I think he can keep them in a lot of games. He almost won it. I know I said that about when I was highlighting the Browns, but Joe Burrow had a chance to win it against Cleveland if their defense could just get him off the field, which they couldn't. But I think this could be close. Vegas has the Eagles by almost a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 3 to 4 to 5 point game. I think this is going to be closer than what people think. I do think the Eagles get the dub and the Eagles kind of correct it, but I would not be surprised at all if the Bengals pull this one out. The Eagles and Carson Wentz have not looked very good. Wentz has looked, I think PFF has him as the worst ranked quarterback so far this year. He's looked horrible. Their O-line is banged up as always, or their team, I guess, is always banged up. I don't know. I'm going with the Eagles, but I'm almost talking myself to pick the Bengals. Like I'm picking the Eagles, but I think it's a close one. On to the next one is the Texans versus Steelers. Steelers are my team, so I'm going to talk about them a little bit more maybe than normal than the other teams. So the Steelers, they have looked amazing up front on defense. Up front on offense is a little shaky, but J.J. Watt may cause some problems. I believe David DeCastro is coming back though, so that should help tremendously. Maybe they kick Filer to right tackle and have Dotson, who played really well at right guard, have him at left guard. Who knows? I'd be interesting to see, but I think the D line for the Pittsburgh Steelers is just going to cause havoc. I think, if I remember correctly, I heard this summer, I think Watson, he's either 1 or 2 in pressures, so he has just been he's running for his life. So I think the Steelers D line is going to pressure him. Can they sack him is the question, because just Watson is slippery in the pocket. He likes to run around. But even if he does run around and tries to throw it to his receivers, he doesn't seem to trust anyone really outside of Will Fuller, who's not that good of a receiver. I think the Steelers' defense is really the reason why the Steelers can win this one, and for that, I'm picking the Steelers. The Vegas has this as a pretty close game. I think the Steelers can win by a touchdown, if not more. Like I don't know if I'm just being a really optimistic Steelers fan, but the Texans have not looked good, and I think all of the Texans' weaknesses are the Steelers' strengths, and that is really, really worrisome. So unless the Texans can win the battle up front, both offensive and defensively, which I don't think they can, I think the Steelers can win this one. I wouldn't say handily. I don't think it's going to be a blowout per se, but I think they can win by a touchdown, anywhere between like 7 to 10 points. So Deontay Johnson has been a beast. If you don't have him in fantasy, make sure you pick him up. Juju Connor looked good in his first game back. Besides that explosive run, or the last run at the very end, which was good. He did get chased down though. Would have liked to see it a touchdown, but he looked good off the injury. Big Ben looks good. I'm going Steelers by 7 to 10 points in this one. Next game is the Jets at Colts. The Jets might be the worst team in the league. They're terrible, so I'm not going to talk too much about them. Their offense is boring. They run Frank Gore into the ground when they're down big. I don't know what to say about the Jets. I think they're just tanking, honestly. Like they're just trying to chew the clock, like when you're playing Ultimate Team and you just chew clock for all the challenges. I think that's what they're doing, because they just want to get in and get out with a loss. They're a bad team. I think the Colts win. Yeah, Colts have them by 10.5. I'm not shocked. I think they win by double digits. Yeah, I don't think there's too much to say about this game. I cannot see the Jets winning it. I hate to say it, but actually I don't, because who cares about the Jets? But I have Colts winning big. Chargers, Panthers. The Panthers are also one of the worst teams just because of their defense. Their defense is pretty bad. I think the question I have is, if Herbert starts for the Chargers, I like them better than than in this game than if Tyrod Taylor was to start. Herbert was pushing the ball downfield a lot more than Tyrod Taylor was. I don't know. No matter who starts, I'm going with the Chargers on this one, but I like Herbert better in the offense. I don't know if they'll actually start him, but I'm going with the Chargers on this one. 6.5. So I was reading that wrong. 6.5. I could see the Chargers winning by a touchdown, if not more. I wouldn't. The Panthers aren't very good. Next game is Buccaneers Broncos. This would have been interesting if Drew Lock was playing, but he's out. Jeff Driscoll, go Gators. He is hurt, or he is playing. Sorry, Drew Lock is hurt. Jeff Driscoll is playing. I don't know. They just, without Drew Lock, without Cortland Sutton, they're not as as a scary team. They were another tough out for me. Like I didn't expect them to be world beaters, but I thought they were going to be around like 8-8, 9-7. But with their injuries, I don't know. I don't know if they can kind of stay afloat while everyone's hurt. The Buccaneers, Tom Brady looked a lot better. He looked a lot better to Mike Evans. I believe Chris Godwin is going to play. I just think they're too much to handle for the Broncos. I think they could potentially kind of score a lot. I don't know if the Broncos can keep up with them. So with that, yeah, I'm going the Bucks. Next game, the Lions at Cardinals. The Lions suck. They're also might be one of the worst teams in the league. I'm not going to talk too much about them. I mean, hey, they have Kenny Golladay coming back, I believe, so that may help, but they're pretty bad. The Cardinals, Murray has been getting a lot of hype, but he really where he's been better this season is running it, or I guess not better, but where he's been exciting is running it. As a passer, he hasn't been elite. It's just been force the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. So I guess if the Lions can do any better than they have in week 1 and 2, which I don't see happening, covering anybody, yeah, I don't know. I think the Cardinals could steamroll this one. This could be a blowout for the Cardinals. If Vegas only has them winning by 5.5, I think this could potentially be a double-digit win for the Cardinals. Next one is the Cowboys at Seahawks. This could be one of the good games. This and the next one could be one of the good games of Sunday. Cowboys, crazy comeback against the Falcons. I mean, I don't know how they did it, how the Falcons did not pick that up, did not pick up the onside kick. But hey, the Cowboys got the dub. I don't think they're as good as what a lot of people, the Cowboys, I don't think they're as good as a lot of people hype them up to be going into the season. I don't think they're that Super Bowl team. Their offense is really good. Their defense has not looked good at all. And I think let Russ cook. I think he could cook. I don't see the Cowboys secondary really keeping up with Russell Wilson, and because of that, I have the Seahawks in this one. My biggest thing is, like I said, let Russ cook. I think him against the Cowboys secondary. My next biggest thing is their running game. The Seahawks running game has actually been pretty well. I know they do like to ground and pound it. They've always done that. But last year, Carson was good, but he wasn't like extremely effective. They were handing him off to him a lot. But this year, their O-line has played a lot better so far, or I guess a lot better considering they used to be one of the worst O-lines in the league. But their O-line has played better, and I think they could potentially control the line of scrimmage offensively, and then defensively, the Cowboys O-line is not what it used to be. It's really not that good anymore. With Collins out and with their injuries, it's not as good. So I think the Seahawks, they could. I'm not saying a blowout, but I think they could kind of control this game and let Russ cook. I think it could be. I say control the game. I meant more on like the like rushing in terms of Ezekiel Elliott rushing. I think this could be more of like a passing game. So kind of opposite of what you think. Well, I guess up to this season of what you think of the Cowboys. Normally you think of these teams as loving to run the football, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is a pass happy game, just because I think the Seahawks could potentially control the O-line for the Cowboys, and then I think Russell Wilson could cook the Cowboys secondary. So, like I said, I'm going with the Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks on this game. This might be the best game of the day. Is the Packers Saints Sunday Night Football. The Saints need to rebound, but I don't think they do. Honestly, I think the Packers are, as of right now, they are too much to handle. And I'm surprised Vegas has them winning by 3 at this point. Drew Brees has not looked good. Week 2 was a lot of head scratch, or not a lot, but he had that head scratching pick. Week 1 wasn't the greatest game. It was more of their defense. And I know the Packers don't have Darren Waller, but I don't know. I think the Packers could win this game not handily, but I think they could win by a touchdown or so. I'm going with the Packers. Aaron Rodgers has been on fire. Devontae Adams has been really well. Aaron Jones has been on fire. I think the Packers can win. I don't know if the Saints can keep up, which is weird to say, but without Michael Thomas, Drew Brees doesn't trust any of their receivers. I mean, he throws it and they drop it time and time again. Sanders had like 2 targets and a catch last week, and they brought him in. He was supposed to be their second option. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see the Saints offense. I like Kamara, but besides that, it's shaky. I'm going with the Packers. And for the Monday night game, the Chiefs Ravens. This could be the AFC Championship unless the Steelers have something to say about it. This it's a shame that this game is so early, like early in the season. Should be like, a week 14 primetime game. I feel like this is a playoff preview. These are the best teams, in my opinion, in the NFL, 1 and 2. Maybe you could throw definitely the Packers in there, but you may be able to put them above the Ravens. But the Chiefs, they're really, really good. So are the Ravens. They're my best teams in the AFC, and like I said, in the NFL. I think, though, the Chiefs did struggle out of the gate last week, and they did come back. If you do that against the Ravens, I don't know if you can do that against the Ravens. Like, their defense is really, really good, and I don't know, the Chiefs defense, I'm not confident against the Ravens, so I think the Ravens will win this one. I'm kind of like debating it in my head just because the Chiefs have Mahomes. But I think the Ravens can win, and like I said, I just think the Ravens' defense is so much better. If the Chiefs do get down, I don't know if they can come back against this team. Also, the Ravens are going to run the ball. They're going to keep it out of Mahomes' hand. So, how often does Mahomes get the ball, and can they score every time he gets the ball? That it may come down to that because the Ravens are very effective running the ball. So I'm going the Ravens, but this is going to be a great game. I would not be surprised if this is like 30 in the 30s, like 35, 31 or something. I don't know how exactly you would get 31, but you know what I mean. Like at 28, 35, something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a high scoring game. But yeah, so I'm going with the Ravens on that one. Like I said, last week I was 14-2. Some of these are a little bit more tougher matchups, so I may not be as on fire as I was last week. But let me know what you guys think. As always, if I have picking against your team, let me hear it. I'd be more than happy to either argue back and forth with you or hear why you think your team could win. But as always, like and subscribe for more NFL fantasy football. I will definitely be doing recap every single week. Like I said at the start, I'll be doing recaps, previews, fantasy stuff. So stay tuned. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.